to the Average Oddcast. I'm your host, Mike Heath, and we are back in the lab, folks, for a very special episode. Potentially the most anticipated episode of 2024, the year of our Lord. We got them back. We got the guest that everybody loved in 2023, the first year of the pod. People were like, when are we going to get her back? When are we going to get her back? And then you're now wondering, Mike never has female guests on, and then it's coming to you. Oh, snap. This is the return, the one, the only, the powerful Meg and Heath, everybody.
Thanks so much.
Welcome back to the pod.
I appreciate also the year of the Lord.
Yeah, I mean, that's
is like last year not the year of the Lord, or?
Well, every year is the year of the Lord.
Okay.
All God's people said,
Amen.
All right. If you didn't know, Megan and I are married. That's right. We put a ring on it. Meg is currently not wearing her ring
right now.
That's how it goes. We had to redo this intro. It was a really funny riff. I might just throw that back in there.
Okay.
I'm just going to chop that up and put it back in. Don't know. We are married.
I don't have my ring on.
That's how our marriage is going. No. She constantly forgets to wear her ring.
So not true.
So you couldn't tell by looking at her hand, but
I went to the gym.
That's always her excuse. I went to the gym, even though she has like 14 polyurethane. What are they called?
Silicone bands.
I think polyurethane is how you strip paint. There'll be no stripping on this podcast. This is a clean podcast. All right. And, Meg, so we've been I know you never listen to the podcast.
Okay. Never's a strong word.
Oh, sorry. That's right. That's good marriage tip right there. Never use the ultimates. Only the Sith deal in absolutes. Meg doesn't know that reference, but I say it all the time. Okay. All I speak is in those references. No, but you often do not listen. Most of the time you do not listen. Is that fair to say?
That's true.
Okay. So we've been experimenting. I can't figure out what this podcast is. I don't know. We're trying something, and I think we finally found it.
We're just trying, we're doing, and we're in between.
I'm just chopping up all of the catchphrases we've said in the history of the podcast, but like they're all incomplete.
You an in-betweener?
You would try. Well, I don't even remember how it went. What's your favorite quote, like from recently?
From recently or from your podcasts?
You probably can't remember a quote from the podcast. If you have one queued up, I'd love to hear it.
My favorite quote from the podcast is actually from Chuck.
Of course it is.
He's talking about what the dilly dallying is.
Oh, that's iconic.
It's like when you have a dilly bar and you're talking to your friends and you lose track of time and you're
just kind of dilly dallying. You're not really paying attention. It just melts.
Your dilly bar just melts.
That's where it comes dilly dallying. That's actually the big news. I hinted at the big news for this week, but I didn't say what it was.
Okay.
That's right. The big news, folks, is Chuck is a dad.
Whoa.
My unofficial co-host to the pod, who I think will be my co-host next week, or a guest. He's like a guest, but he's like also an unofficial co-host. Mm-hmm. He'll be on the pod next week about how it is being a dad. I know you thought I was going to say the other word, but I have self-control. Okay, what's one of your like favorite quotes from? Because I got something queued up on my mind that I can't stop thinking about. What's been a quote that's like really been sticking with you recently?
I don't know if I have one. I'm kind of stumped.
Do you know what mine is? Lisan al-Gaib, Lisan al-Gaib, Lisan al-Gaib.
When he says that quote, it's so good. It's awesome.
As it is written, maybe one of my favorite. It has made its way into my top 10 favorite films of all time.
The second, Dune 2?
Dune 2. Dune 1 is also in. So what I've done is in my top 10, I just have the Lord of the Rings, like the trilogy. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what I'm going to do with Dune. I'm not sure if Dune Messiah, the third one that they're going to release in probably a couple years, I don't know if it'll be included, but so far the Dune saga is now in my top 10 favorite films of all time. And this is actually a brand new, what would you call it? Probably like a segment of the podcast where we take someone's favorite something, like something like it could be like a film or like a book or something like that. And we AI generate fan fiction about that thing. Now, because I didn't ask you earlier enough in the day, I just did it for Dune. I know Dune isn't something that you love, but what I've done is I've created some Dune fan fiction.
Okay.
Okay, so are you familiar with the person Paul Atreides?
No.
Okay, Paul Atreides is the main character from the Dune series.
Is that Timothy?
Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
That's his character.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes. Okay. So what I've done is I typed it into an AI chat generator. I think that's how you say it. I'm honestly not sure. What I typed in, like, write a Dune fan fiction for Paul Atreides trying to get a job at a coffee shop in Seattle, but he isn't able to because he's addicted to spice, which is like this hallucinogenic thing
in Dune. Okay.
Okay, so here it is. All right, should I ever do this again on the podcast, Magic 8 Ball? You can't count on it. Quotes. Fan fiction. Magic 8 Ball. Magic 8 Ball. Will this next segment be a true banger? Chances aren't good. We're going to try anyways. Okay, the fan fiction, it didn't get you at all. It wasn't good. You didn't know the references. I'm going to tell that to Chuck, and he's going to die laughing.
Yeah. I don't know anything about Dune besides that Timothy and Zendaya are in it, and there's a worm.
All right, just imagine that never happened, and the podcast is starting right now.
Okay.
Okay. Have you heard of the newest segment? Oh, actually, that was the newest segment, but we actually didn't do it. Okay. Have you heard of the newest segment on our podcast?
What is it called?
But before we get to that, we have this week's sponsor. This week's episode of the Average Oddcast is brought to you by our friends at the Nitpick Collective. The Nitpick Collective is an online clothing brand that represents a group of artists and comedians. Their site offers unique all-over print sweatshirt designs, as well as apparel that you won't be able to find anywhere else. Let me ask you, do you like frogs on penny farthing bikes? How about rainbow unicorns? How about vacuuming every day? Well, then this site might be for you. You can use the promo code so many things, no spaces in there. It's all caps, and you can get 20% off shirts, hoodies, and hats. Pull up a tab on your cell phone or wherever you're watching this, wherever you're listening to this, and go to the Nitpick Collective. That's knit with a K, and tell them Mike sent you. People are loving this new segment. So basically, what we do in this segment is that we create fake words, and then we try to decide if they should actually become real words. So I've got 3 words that I've created for you.
Okay.
With the power of AI. And if you don't like any of them, that's okay. But you can only pick one. The vibes are up.
The vibes
COVID's
are up.
down. Jesus is king. And it's time for Fictionary or Dictionary. Fictionary or Dictionary.
You keep using the word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
I understand nothing.
Fictionary or Dictionary. All right. Here's the first of 3 choices.
Okay.
And I think you're going to like all of these. We've got 2 nouns and 1 verb.
Okay.
Okay. Here's your first noun. A lo-fi lobster.
Lo-fi or lo-fi?
Lo-fi lobster. And
Lo-fi lobster.
here's the definition with an example.
Okay.
Someone who's chill and vibes to calming lo-fi music, often stereotyped as relaxed and carefree. Here's an example. He's a total lo-fi lobster, always studying with lo-fi beats playing in the background. Option 1.
Okay.
Option 2. This is a verb. Shrimp-splain.
These all sea creature references.
These are all not crustaceans or sea creatures.
These are all not crustaceans.
Magic 8 Ball, was that the worst way to say it? Yes. All right. Okay. Thank you, Magic 8 Ball. All right. This verb is to explain something in a condescending or patronizing way, as if the listener is clueless. Example. Ugh, don't shrimp-splain basic internet culture to me. I practically invented it. So what shrimp-splain is basically just mansplain.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
But with shrimp instead of men, which honestly, I think our culture is tired of men. They've had enough. But you know what? You know what everybody loves? A good shrimp cocktail. When was the last time you've had a bad day when you had a shrimp cocktail in that day?
I actually don't enjoy those.
All right. Well, that wasn't the best case I could have made for shrimp-splain. Wait, do you just not like shrimp at all? What about coconut shrimp? You love coconuts.
I don't know if I've ever had coconut shrimp, actually.
Is that because you're gluten-free?
Yeah.
That sucks, dude.
But I do like shrimp, depending on what kind it is. But it's not my favorite.
What's your
also.
favorite type of shrimp? I didn't even know there's other types of shrimp. I thought it was just like shrimp and then you coat them in different stuff like coconut, flour, marinara sauce.
Yeah. Just how it's cooked is the difference.
Oh, okay. All right. So shrimp-splain.
Yeah.
You like it more than lo-fi lobster?
I like both.
All right, but I think this next one is what is really going to get you, which is why I saved it for last. The best
For laughs.
for laughs. Best for laughs. All right. The fan fiction thing I thought was going to be the greatest part of this episode, which I put it up front. I was like, we're going to start off strong, and it tanked. It bombed so hard. It bombed so hard. I'm just struggling. All right, I'm just having a hard day. All right, this is a noun. Okay. I think you're going to love this.
Okay.
Snackrifice. A delicious snack sacrificed for the perfect aesthetic in a photo of food. Okay, let me say that again.
Okay.
A delicious snack sacrificed for the perfect aesthetic in a food photo. Let me give an example.
Yeah.
That sprinkle heart on her latte, total snackrifice. But the pic turned out fire.
But she still gets to drink it, right?
Yeah, but here's what I imagine is you have a delicious snack, okay?
Yeah.
But you have done something to manipulate it for the sake of the aesthetic photo.
Yeah.
Phone eats first.
Phone eats first.
Everyone knows this. Okay, so it could be whatever it is. Like, so in this case, in this example, I imagine she had a great latte and she had to put like, is a sprinkle heart. So she put like sprinkles on the latte. So it looked cute. But nobody likes sprinkles in their latte.
Yeah, I don't like that.
So it ruined her snack.
Snackrifice.
A total snackrifice. But the pic got like 300x likes on Instagram. So like, yeah, it didn't taste as good, but you got that clout.
Yeah. Dude, I think I like that one the best.
It's good,
That's
right?
why you saved it for last,
Yeah,
huh?
the snackrifice. So X out lo-fi lobster, X out shrimp-splain, although I thought it was pretty good. All right, I hit both of those.
Yeah, why'd you do like that?
I'm getting acquainted with this soundboard. Now here is the real twist of Fictionary or Dictionary. The first week of Fictionary or Dictionary, I tried to do this, but I can't play the piano. It wasn't great. In the second week, I got so insecure. Even though I could have cut it out of the podcast episode, I didn't even try to do it. But what I would like to do right now is write a little jingle titled Snackrifice.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So whenever you picture Snackrifice, what kind of energy? It's something kind of upbeat and poppy, right?
I ordered my latte and I said, okay. Like that?
Oh, that was so good. Yeah. Go ahead and put some sprinkles on it. Yeah.
Put some sprinkles on it. Ay.
Sure, I got a lot of likes on Instagram, TikTok, and even Facebook. My grandma loved it. But after all, I drank that latte and I said, this sucks. That's a snackrifice. That sucks. That's a snackrifice. That sucks. That's a snackrifice. Okay. All right. I lost hope in the middle of that. That was actually a freaking bop, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, God turned up and said, hold on, I'm about to do a miracle. That, my friends, was Fictionary or...
Snackrifice.
Okay, it was Dictionary, but that's okay. Now we're moving on, folks, to the retro reboot. Everyone... What'd you say?
The retrograde.
Retrograde!
I don't even know what that is.
I hope it's not a slur. That's all I've got to say. I'm going to have to put $1 in the swear jar. All right, retro reboot. Everyone loves nostalgia. Think about the best days of your childhood. What was there?
Happy Meals.
Happy Meals.
Good toys and Happy Meals.
Good toys and Happy Meals. I think that is something that this current generation is never going to know.
Their toys are not good anymore.
They aren't. What was the best McDonald's toy or a Happy Meal toy that you got?
Oh, I didn't even need to think about it twice.
Well, good thing. Just tell us.
I have two actually that I really, really liked.
So you kind of thought about it twice. You thought about it once, you got one answer, then you thought about it another time. So that's twice.
So
but that's okay.
It's
Who's
hard
counting?
to choose. Okay, but my number one, if I had to pick one, was when they had a bunch of advertising for Spy Kids. Do you remember this?
Spy Kids, yeah, of course. Yeah.
And so they giving out all this spy gear, right?
Yeah.
And I got one of these like motion detectors.
You had a motion detector from McDonald's?
From a McDonald's toy. This is no joke.
The FBI's out there recruiting little kids, man. What's going on, dude? Okay.
So you could like put this little toy like by the door and it had a little like camera sensor. And so when somebody walked through the door, it'd go beep.
You're kidding me, dude. That is so high tech for a Happy Meal toy.
Yeah.
Dude, McDonald's is hitting different. Now they're like spelling their name wrong. McDonald's or whatever the heck is going with the anime thing. I'm honestly so confused. Did they just change their name?
McDonald. That's what they say in Japan.
Okay. So Happy Meals.
Yeah.
All right. I have 7 more retro reboots. I think we should, I mean, that's a no-brainer. I actually wasn't prepared for you to have one off the dome. I'm actually so impressed that you did that. I had a couple that I was wondering if you could choose one of these. So similarly to Fictionary Dictionary.
Hair in my mouth.
All right. Well, Meg's first time podcasting. I gotta just tell everyone right now. Most people are just listening to the audio of this, so they don't even see what's going on. So let me just tell you, I have a hair in my mouth right now. All right, I love you. Okay, retro reboot. There's 7 options. You can only pick one.
Okay.
Happy Meal. That was a great. I love talking about that. That isn't included in this.
Okay.
Number 1, Gushers Snacks.
Oh, I hated those.
You hated those?
Yeah, I don't like the explosion.
The explosion was literally the best part.
No.
I didn't even really enjoy how they tasted. I just wanted that explosion in my mouth.
See, this is where I'm going to have to disagree with you. But I do not I don't really enjoy explosions in my mouth.
All right. Number 2, Dunkaroos. You remember Dunkaroos?
Yeah, vaguely. I don't know if we ever got
Not
them,
enough
though.
to reboot them.
No.
Moving on. Bowl haircuts, where mothers would literally put a bowl over their son's head Today, if it reboots, probably men and women would be doing it.
Oh,
But
there was twin girls in my class that had bowl haircuts.
You went to a very progressive high school.
It was a private school and elementary school.
They're doing it different back there in Tri-Cities, dude. So you know what a bowl cut is?
Mm-hmm.
That's on the table. Troll dolls. Do you know what that is?
Yes.
Like, you know what that is, but you're not into it.
No.
Okay, now this next one, I think would radically change how we, like our current layout of technology, but I would be for it because I love the name so much. And that is floppy disks.
Floppy disks.
Now here's evidence that I am so much older than you. You don't even know what a floppy disk is.
Isn't that those square things?
Dude, yes. I took a computer class where we had floppy disks with
also,
our
just
files.
to clarify, he's not so much older than me. It's not weird, guys. He's
Yeah.
3 years older than me.
Yeah. It's not like inappropriately. Okay, I'm not Robert De Niro out here, okay? I'm not Leonardo DiCaprio, okay? But the fact that I had multiple floppy disks that I didn't just like get handed out from my grandpa, like I used in school, and you don't even know what they are.
No, I know what they are. I just said those square things.
Okay. The Macarena.
Mm.
Dude, no one's doing the Macarena these days. Do you remember how it goes?
Yeah.
How's it go?
Na Macarena. And then you go like this. Hey, Macarena. All right.
So if you couldn't see, because you're listening to the audio version, my wife threw her arms out in front of her, flipped her hands over.
I forgot. It's like it's a podcast.
Yeah. It's okay. It's all right. It's only your second time. It's only the second podcast you've been on, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Will this be the only podcast you'll ever be on? Will you be a guest on anyone else's podcast?
Maybe.
I like that you're open to that. That's really cool. I really like that about you. Number 3, virtual pets.
Oh, like Webkins?
Webkins is a great example.
Oh, I loved Webkins.
Who was your favorite Webkin?
My first Webkins was a golden retriever. And I don't remember its name, but they had like the most decked out room out of all my Webkins. I was that kid that had so many Webkins. I had to get a separate account because my first Webkins account was lagging so much.
Wow. I never had Webkins.
I had 17 Webkins.
So as someone who had never had any, that seems like quite a bit. How many friends did you have at that time? Like if you had a sleepover with all the girls, could you get 17 girls there? Would you have more Webkins or girlfriends over?
More Webkins.
What do you think that says about your childhood?
Okay, I went to a private school and there was 10 kids in my class.
All right. Okay. That's fair. Sorry for roasting you right there. All right. So you got 7 options. Gusher snacks, Dunkaroos, bowl haircuts, troll dolls, floppy disk, the Macarena, virtual pets. Those are your 7 options. Hold on. Biden comes to you, shows up at our front door and says, I can make this happen by executive order. What do you want?
Aren't virtual pets still in existence?
I didn't fact check. I mean, I think the Macarena is still in existence. What I mean is it becomes like the thing of 2024 when people think about, because when people think of 2020, heck, even 2021, they think COVID, right? And then in the history books, people will come back to the year 2024 and say, oh, remember the year that blank came back? Like everybody was doing or had blank. Everybody was just smashing gushers left and right. There was explosions. It was like the freaking Nile River out there. How much gusher juice was just all over the place. People had to take out loans to buy all the Dunkaroos they wanted. You know, like, what is it? Or like everyone had to get a new laptop because floppy disks came back. Like Apple went out of business. Dell's came back. Like Dell overtakes Apple because like the freaking floppy disk, dude.
Mm-hmm. I think I gotta say the Macarena. Get people out there dancing, you know?
Really? Like,
yeah.
That's like, it starts as like a TikTok trend. People are doing the Macarena. And then...
No, but not a TikTok, not a TikTok thing.
No, it starts there.
It starts there, but I want people to just do it because they love it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying, dude.
Not just be for the likes.
So it's not even about that, but that's like the ember. And then it snowballs. It turns from a fire to snow. And then people are like, their flash mobs come back and everyone's doing the Macarena. And then it becomes like, instead of a high five, like for your friend, like you just, whenever something goes good, you guys just whip out the Macarena. And you just do it. You're just slapping your body.
You're just doing it.
All right. Okay. This is a good time for our next sponsor of this week's episode. We couldn't do without them. Shout out to our friends, Mike, Tony, Heath.
Keep it going for Swastik. He's got that kind of name that would really belong in my hometown in Missouri. So once they met him. So all my friends call me Diet Trailer Park because I got all of the hair, but none of the addiction. I actually am addicted to caffeine, Netflix, and reverse lunges. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's like the thrill of the unknown, what's behind me. Okay.
Thank you so much, Mike. We love your comedy. Thank you for making this podcast possible. We love you, man. All right. The final. Are you ready for this?
I don't know if I am ready for this.
This is the home stretch.
Okay.
This is another brand new segment. Everyone's going crazy right now.
They're going crazy.
This one, now I've never done this before, and I'm really excited for how it's going to go down. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is remix around the horn. Are you familiar with the concept of around the horn?
Yes, kind of. Okay. But barely though.
Yeah. So what I'm talking about this is like whenever a group is discussing a topic and you kind of just get to go around the horn. Like you're talking and you stop and then it goes on to the next person. So since there's only two of us, it's going to go back and forth.
Okay.
Okay. Now here's a little twist on it. What we're going to do is we're going to remix your favorite movie. So we're going to completely redo, like, the only thing that's going to stay the same about your favorite movie is the title, which is
White Chicks.
That's right, folks. My wife's favorite film of all time, couldn't even call it a film, her favorite movie of all time.
It's a film.
Is White Chicks.
It's so
okay,
good.
so that's the only thing that's going to stay the same.
Okay.
But I will, since you're my guest on the podcast, and this is the first time we're doing this, and it is your favorite film, I'm going to give you the honor of starting.
Okay.
Okay. And I honestly don't remember where the film starts.
Oh, I do.
You do. Okay, that's perfect. So how's this
am I supposed to say how it actually starts?
Yes. Like the starting point is the same, but it's like a remix song. You know, usually kind of like starts the same. I actually don't know how I picture remix songs is that they start the same, but then as it goes, it gets totally different. So that's what happens with the film. So it starts in the exact same spot, but you end up in a whole different place. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the beginning of the film starts when
So this is great. I'm so glad we're hashing out how this is going to happen. Okay, so
I'm not doing it right.
No, it's okay. No, I'm going to break it down. So here's how it's going to work.
Okay.
Cuz I was thinking and I didn't tee you up right, okay? You were like coming in and you were getting ready to hit a home run, but I didn't even tell you where the ball was, but you're like, "I'm here. I'm going to do it anyways, dude." Okay. Okay, so what is going to happen is it's like you're going to be telling the story. It's going to be an abridged version, obviously.
Okay.
But you're kind of like the narrator for this film. So that's what we're doing. We're kind of narrating. We're narrating the remixed White Chicks in 3, 2, 1, action.
Okay, I'm trying to remember their names.
You don't even have to know their names. You can remix the names. That's fine.
Okay, Marshall and Chris, we'll say. Marshall and Chris are FBI agents, and they're on another special case. They're just out there, them two, in the gas station waiting for the drugs from these drug dealers show up.
And it turns out, so the drugs that they're waiting on is actually spice from the planet Arrakis, which is this hallucinogenic kind of orange powder that gives people, it's hallucinogenics, but it also allows people to space travel. It gives people the ability, the foresight to navigate space, okay, and go through asteroid belts without being hit. So it's like the rarest, most prized possession. It's like a little crossover remix. Most prized possession in all the universe. And what are their names again?
Marshall and Chris.
Marshall and Chris are trying to intercept, as FBI agents, this illegal exchange of spice from Arrakis.
And they think Arrakis is going to show up.
Arrakis is the planet. But I don't mean to cut you off. I just wanted you to know that, like, what I was talking about was, just for the context, was Arrakis isn't a person, but it could be a person as well. But what I was saying was it was spice from Arrakis, not the person, but the planet. Dude.
Oh, yeah, of course.
All right. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Action.
Okay, so they're waiting for this guy from Arrakis to show up. And, you know, they kind of got those certain kind of accents from Arrakis. Like, hey.
Turns out it was just this TikTok star that was currently dancing in front of the gas station. It was like a new trend. It was kind of like a remake of The Office, where Jim and Pam get they get engaged in front of the gas station. So there's like this new TikTok trend, and Eleanor Rigby, this TikTok star. What are the main characters' names again? I keep forgetting this.
Marshall and Chris.
All right, I gotta write this down because I'm gonna keep forgetting it if I don't write it down. Marshall and Chris, and they're just watching Eleanor Rigby, and they're like, "Is this the girl that is gonna receive?" Because no one else is at this gas station. It's just Marshall, Chris, the gas station attendant, and Eleanor Rigby, and they're just sitting there waiting. And Eleanor Rigby's, how does her voice go again?
It goes, "Hey,
hey, this is Eleanor Rigby. Back on live, like and subscribe."
And then they really think, oh, this is who it is. This is who it is. And then they say, you got the stuff? You got the stuff? And then she goes, yeah, I got the stuff. And
wait, how does she say it though? Because she doesn't say it like that.
Yeah, I got the stuff.
And she has no idea what's going on. She's just trying to be cute and like flirty on her TikTok live. So then Marshall and Chris throw a bag over her head and throw in their back of their Suburban, and they peel off and they call their boss and they're like,
we got her. We got her. And they're like, got her?
What do you mean? You're looking from the big. I'm just, every time I pause, you have to take it over. That's how this game goes. It's like around the horn. It's okay. It's okay.
You're looking from the big bad wolf.
Wait, boss, are you saying we were looking for a wolf this whole time?
Yes, you were looking for the wolf and you completely missed it. And I had to call back up. The windows were broken of the gas station. You got the wrong girl.
Wait, then why was this mission called Operation White Chicks? Marshall explains to his boss.
Because the white chicks need to be protected. And
because what had happened was Elon Musk was trying to get 1 million people to live on Mars by the year 2029.
And he was recruiting primarily white chicks.
Yes, and all of these white TikTok influencers like Eleanor Rigby were planning on moving there, but there was this asteroid storm between Earth and Mars that made space travel impossible. So what they had to do was confiscate all of the spice that was being trafficked throughout the universe to get all of the white chicks to Mars. And what you come to find out is that Eleanor Rigby just gets wrapped up in this grand heist. And now she joins the team and she's like undercover. And she actually DMs the big bad wolf and says,
I'm coming for you.
And that's the end of the film. White Chicks 1, Part 2, coming in 2025. Wow, that was really fun. How did you think that went?
Just the are we done?
No.
Oh.
Just the remix.
The remix. Oh yeah.
Like, do you like that film? Like, or do you like, are we done yet? Do you like the remixed White Chicks or like that general premise, you know?
I don't really like space things very much. So you took it there, which is okay.
I did take it there. Yeah, that's my bad.
But that's okay. I feel like I don't like the space stuff as much, but I think the part with the TikToker is funny.
You liked Eleanor Rigby?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that was all you. I'm pretty sure you just
basically I liked everything that I said and I didn't like anything Mike said.
Yeah, okay. And that's marriage, folks. Meg, thanks so much for staying up late to do this podcast. You're the best. This was a lot of fun. I learned a lot. Okay. I learned a couple things. Like, number one,
I don't know anything about Dune.
And I already knew that.
But that means I won't think anything about Dune is funny.
Yes. Why I thought it would be a good idea to write Dune fan fiction and then read it to you for a joke was probably the worst idea I had today. Not ever, just today. That was a horrible idea. However, I thought Fictionary a Dictionary with someone else, I've only done it solo, was the best version of it. I really liked that. Retro Reboot, mid. Remix Around the Horn,
it's pretty good.
Was a bit of a stretch. That was tough to do.
Yeah.
Have you ever improv'd besides like just general like?
No, I'm generally not a good improver.
Yeah. Also that song that we did.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Clip it. Put it up on the Instagram. We're gonna pop off now, folks. All right. So if you're just now joining, wait, yeah.
Oh, should you run it back?
Oh no, I don't remember how it goes, but just kind of do this, and I'm gonna sign us off with just some tunes. Thank you for watching this episode, or even if you just listened on Spotify. Maybe you were going for a little walk. Maybe you were walking on a treadmill at your local gym. Or maybe you were eating oatmeal in the morning, talking to your girlfriend about the TikTok star Eleanor Rigby. The new version of White Chicks is my new favorite. We snacrificed a perfect latte, and we brought back the Macarena. Everybody's doing it, flash mobs are back. Mike made a mistake and read Dune Fan really hot episode with the one and only Chuck. As always, my friends, the one, the only, Megan Moran.
Heath.
Megan Heath. I forgot my wife's legal last name. Oh, because I was thinking of the, let me just lie.
You disowned me after this podcast.
Yeah, I disowned you after this podcast because you didn't have a ring on your finger. Okay, come back next week to hear that we are still married because nothing can tear us apart.
That's right. I love you.
Stay funny and stay weird. Peace. That's pretty fun.
An oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. We all live in an oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. Y'all live in an oddly funny world. An oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. We all live in an oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. Oddly funny world. Great shot.